Hey you, it's Jess here. We're planning for the week of August 8th through the 14th, and we're using this SPC Milky Way Cafe kit. This was a reformat this year of my Sailor Moon inspired like cafe, Tokyo cafe art. It's kind of brunchy and it has like all the Sailor Moon characters as normal girls, and yeah, but it's like a cafe in Tokyo, which you can go to in Ikebukuro. It's called Milky Way Cafe. It's real. I love it. They have really tasty parfaits, and all their cups are like star-shaped. It's really fun. But I'm actually going to use this Periwinkle Celestial foil from SPC. Someone I know is Ice Queen. She mentioned that I know her used her profile picture. It's like a black and white anime girl. But Ice Queen, I think, she said that she used this with this set this year. And I was going to use this old bundle that was like a frosted lilac. But then I was like, oh, old bundles are a bit of a pain when I put them in my main planner. They're great in my work planner. But yeah, I was like, wait, Periwinkle would be really pretty. And when I'm going to use Celestial most of the time, like this is the perfect kit. So I switched out the foil to the Periwinkle Celestial, and I think it turned out so pretty, so soft. It really worked with like the blue of the kit. It's like in between the light blue and the dark purpley periwinkle. So love how it turned out. So this week in my sidebar, I actually put in that I was reading the Terror. I decided to put in the sidebar as like a currently reading. That way I could use reading scripts throughout the spread. And I did actually finish the Terror on Sunday. So when did I start Terror? I started the Terror on the Friday. So I read it in 1 week. And this is I think it's 700 pages, but on audiobook it is 27 hours long. I'm sorry if you hear that car revving. So annoying. Living in a city. But yeah, it only took a week to read 27 hours of a book. So the Terror, I'll just talk about this book briefly over the base, as you can watch. But it is, well, okay, so a couple of years ago I watched the adaptation of it. It's a TV show called The Terror. There's a second season, but it's like an anthology. So it's just the first season, and I highly recommend it. It is so good. It stars Jared Harris, whom I adore and love. He's so great in everything. But The Terror is so good, like such a good TV show. It is based on, this is like a fictional retelling of the lost Franklin expedition up in the Arctic. They're trying to find the Northwest Passage on top of Canada. And in real life, they all go missing. They obviously all died up there, which, you know, what we think. I think there's like 130 of them, and they found 30 remains. So who knows where the other 100 are, but they definitely didn't turn up later. So it's like a lost expedition, and they found one of the ships a few years ago, and then they only found the second ship, because it's 2 ships, Erebus and Terror. And they found the Terror in like 2016. Funnily enough, in the place called Terror Bay, named after it. It ended up actually being there. So they're researching that right now, which is really fun. But at the time that this book was written, no one knew where either ship was, I'm pretty sure. And so he kind of wrote this as sort of, you have the demise of what probably happened to them, which is probably like scurvy and lead poisoning and starvation and exposure to being in the Arctic. But also he created this sort of, he blended in sort of Inuit mythology, and there's like a creature, the Terror, is tracking them. And it's pretty spooky, it's pretty cold, perfect summer reading actually, because it makes you all nice and frosty cold, except for the parts where they're all dying of scurvy and it's really disgusting. He's very descriptive, okay? And I just want to say, don't die of scurvy. And now I think in the show they changed it to lead poisoning because dying of scurvy sounds like it looks horrible, and they probably didn't want to put it on the show because apparently you bleed out of every orifice, including your hair follicles. So you're just slathered in blood, which is nuts. That's not what the show is like. The show does change up it a lot. I was interested in the changes in the book. I actually think I prefer the show overall. I think it's worth watching and maybe not worth reading. I read it really fast, and I'd probably give it a 4. I'm not good with stars, maybe a 3.5, only because there was a lot. I didn't expect there to be so much mentioning of male anatomy, and also naked women, very descriptive. I heard a lot about areolas and what color they were, and also what the color of her downstairs was, the hair there. A lot, like of 4 separate women. And just the men were constantly talking about their downstairs areas. I honestly, I don't think I've ever actually read a book that had explicit content like sex scenes or description of bodily parts like ever. So I was like, what the heck? I'm not a prude or anything, but I was just like, okay, this is a lot. You're watching some unrelated scene and you're getting an erection. Like, what's wrong with you, dude? I apologize if kids are watching. I doubt they know what these words are, but maybe they do. They're going to ask you what these words are now. Whoops, sorry. But that's the Book of the Terror. They take all that stuff out of the show. So, but otherwise, I still kind of enjoyed the book, and I'm considering reading his other books. He has one about Charles Dickens, who I love Charles Dickens, so I'll probably read that eventually. But yeah, I finished that this week, and it was alright. And I started working on my Barbie art set this week. I didn't get it done. I kind of just went slowly, kind of getting back into the groove of things. And I also got super back into the Animal Crossing. I played it literally every day. Whoops. But you'll see here on Monday, I put that I reset my Animal Crossing island, the one that I had from March 2020, that I've had this whole time. I know I had everything. I had all the stuff. I had lots of money. I went to treasure islands and everything. But I don't know. I feel like I wasn't motivated to change it up, even though I flattened it. And I just needed a fresh start, and I needed a new map and a new name. So Heidi Island became Parsnip Island, and I'm loving it. I'm doing like a spring/cottage core, so we got lots of browns and whites and lots of white flowers and meadows. I'm doing a bit of meadow core and a little bit of town because I have like a brick walking path, and I'm just loving it. And I'm loving collecting all the stuff again. I think it's actually really fun, and I've been doing the turnip market to make money. Although I'm so sad, the last time I did it, I was like up a ton of money, and I used all my money to buy more turnips, and then I got a decreasing week, so I had to sell at a loss, and that was a pain in the butt. But I won't. Such is gambling on the turnip market. But here on Monday, I'm just marking that it was Coffee Monday. If you want to know what any sticker is from, just let me know in the comments, and I'll let you know. But all the shops are mostly linked down below. And then I had a plan with me go up, and then I did some artwork, started on Barbie, and then I cleaned the bathroom. And I never used the toilet stickers, but I was like, screw it. I cleaned the toilet, so I'm going to do it. I got this really nice new toilet bowl cleaner. I know, adult life, but it's peach scented, and I freaking love it. And it comes out pink. I'm like, yes, it's so good. But anyway, I'm a freak. I think that's all we all love as adults, is new cleaning products with fun scents. And then that night we actually took Heidi to the vet. So I thought this combination was super cute. A Papershire little cat box, like cat carrier with a vet appointment from lettuce to Apollo. Because Heidi had been walking with a limp from Friday through Monday, And she is okay. The vet gave us painkillers, liquid ones, so I just had to squirt it into her mouth every night. And we did that until I think Friday was the last time we did it, and then her limp was gone. So I didn't know what it was, but the vet was like, either she may be... Some of the options was she just sprained it a little bit, but it wasn't like inflamed or anything. She was just limping on it. So she may have just upset herself jumping down. So we did block up all the high stuff in the apartment so she couldn't jump up and jump down and hurt herself. And we also started putting stuff around so she can jump on multiple things to be able to get higher up. So she's not jumping straight down from high up. She's also a little bit overweight, so we're cutting back on biscuits to lose a little bit of weight, although she is a big cat, but she could stand to lose a little bit of weight. And then the other reason possibly was that she was just faking it as a baby for attention. We didn't think it was that option because we work from home, and Luck had been on vacation for 2 weeks, so wasn't working and was spending all our time with her, so I don't think it was attention. But cats are funny. But luckily her limp is gone and it's all worked out. And while we were there, we got her vaccinations for cat flu, so that's great. Then I just marked that I reset my Animal Crossing island, and then I put in rest in peace Philip. I thought this rose from SBC was perfect actually for a memorial sticker, but you may have seen me talk about a lot a gaming YouTube channel called Triple Jump or Team Triple Jump, and Philip was a writer for their videos. He wrote like really long ranking lists, and we were actually mutual friends on Twitter. Like we just sort of conversed a little bit, but sadly that weekend he passed away. If you're having problems, if you're feeling depressed or suicidal, please reach out to someone. There are numbers, there are people you can talk to, including myself, if you need support. Just you're loved, you're important, and no one will feel put out by you. You should just reach out, because everyone does care about you, and it'll be sad to miss Philip. So I just wanted to put that in there. That's when they publicly released that it happened. I think it was the week before, but just put that in. I thought that rose worked perfectly for it. Look at me just getting emotional, I'm sorry. Then on Tuesday, I put in payday as per usual. Animal Crossing, I did my voiceover for my video. We're watching ER again. We're like on season 7 now. I love ER. Oh man, like the crazy thing that happened with Carter and Lucy just happened, and I was crying. My gosh, that was a crazy couple of episodes. And then we cooked dinner that night. I think that night I cooked sausages maybe, or I put that elsewhere, but yeah. And then I had reading time. I was reading The Terror. So then we go on to Wednesday. I actually have my planner with me, so I could talk about this stuff a bit better. I had my other plan with me go up. I did some work and working on Barbie, and then played more Animal Crossing. Yeah. I was just like getting through the starting part of the game again, and it was just really fun. I was getting no good villages, honestly, although and I have like no Nook Miles, so I was doing like 1 ticket searches for villages. But I did get Nan at one point, which I love Nan. She's a little black goat, so cute. And then while I was playing Animal Crossing, I was reading the book, because I find that I can do that while I work or play Animal Crossing. I can read books. And then I marked it in the mail. I got my Tolkien atlas. Well, it's an atlas of Middle Earth, and it is official book. Came out in the 80s originally, and they had an actual cartographer, I forget her name, it's on the book, like draw detailed maps of all of Middle Earth, like through the different first, second, and third ages. And then she also mapped out like you have Sam and Frodo's the way they went through Mordor, and the way the armies moved here and there, and there's so much stuff. And there's all this geography as well, and there's also plant life, and just everything I wanted to know about this imaginary land of Middle Earth, of Arda is the planet's name. Middle Earth is just one of the continents. But yeah, so I'm getting super nerdy with my Tolkien info, but I find I really needed maps, especially while reading the Silmarillion, because the Silmarillion is in the first age and has a completely different continent called Beleriand, and that actually falls into the sea at the very beginning of the second age. So yeah, it was hard to remember what everything was, because I only really know the third age, Middle Earth, So I got that Atlas book because I'm nuts, and it's really pretty, and I love it. It's joining all my other Lord of the Rings books. I also have the complete history of Middle Earth, which is like 12 books in a big volume, and I also have the cookbook, which I know Andrea also got, and I also got the Silmarillion illustrated version, as well as Lord of the Rings. But I really need to get The Hobbit. Yeah, I still don't have that. And then we watched more ER, and then we had Biang, which is a Chinese restaurant, for dinner. Our favorite Chinese. So, going on to the second half of the week on Thursday, I called my dad on Thursday morning. I really need to call him more often. It's so hard for me to call. I have to call in first thing in the morning, and it's hard to do that. But with time zones. But I had a really good call with my dad and just blabbered on to him for like almost 2 hours, as per usual. And then I played more Animal Crossing and watched ER. Oh, and then I got a H&M package delivered, and I got all new... Oh my god, there's a boat like honking outside. I live near a port, so... The heck? Anyway, that could be a truck. Anyway, there's honking outside. Got H&M package in the mail, and I got 2 50 by 50 centimeter cushions, as well as purple velvet, or like lilac, that's a lavender velvet covers for them. So now I have lavender velvet pillows on my couch, and I also got like a long sleepy cat plushie. I know it's silly, but it looks really cute on the couch. Like it's like it's draped across the couch. It's so cute. And then I found dusty gray lilac bed covers, so I got those as well. And then I also got a really big poster print that has like a melty smiley face, and it says, wherever you go, there you are. And that might be random, but it cracks me up because it's actually a hilarious quote from the 90s Brady Bunch movies. You know what I'm talking about? Those amazing, it's the Brady Bunch and the Addams Family had amazing remakes in the 90s, and I love them so much. And the dad says a line of like, wherever you go, there you are. And everyone just looks at him blankly like, what the heck? But that poster, it just cracked me up when I first saw it. And I was like, I need to have that up in my apartment to laugh at the Brady Bunch every day. So I bought that. I need to pick up a frame for it, but yeah, it just cracked me up. It is so stupid looking. But I thought I'd have it for a while. And then Locke actually went to Lidl, which is like, Lidl and Aldi are kind of the same thing, but like they're different German grocery shops. Here we have Lidl instead of Aldi, and Locke likes to pick up some of the international stuff, and they had a frozen apple strudel, which we love apple strudel. We grew up in like Adelaide in South Australia. There's a whole, was actually a lot of settlers there were German, so there's a lot of German ancestry there, and there's actually a town called Harndorf in the hills, which is all like German themed. It's very touristy, but there's an amazing bakery there that makes an amazing apple strudel. And my maternal grandmother was German. She immigrated in the 60s. But yeah, so I love German food. And there isn't really apple strudel around here, but because they prefer this sort of cake pie thing instead. But the little had a frozen apple strudel, and we got it. It was so tasty. We ate the whole thing in one go with ice cream, and it was amazing. I love it. And then I brined some chicken because I was like, we had Luck finished a jar of pickles this week, so I was like, hey, how about we try that pickle brined fried chicken burgers? Because I think that's what Chick-fil-A is, and I would literally never, if I was ever in the States, no way am I ever shopping from Chick-fil-A. Screw them. There are certain companies I just will never shop with, and Chick-fil-A is one of them. But there are reasons, okay? But I was like, I want to try this out. So I have a big jar of pickle juice, so I brined the chicken that night. And then I read more of the tarot. Then the next day on Friday, my kit collection went up, Animal Crossing, and then I make these chicken burgers. I brine them in the pickle, and then I brine them in buttermilk. Although buttermilk is hard to find here, so I use like a soured milk, which is thinner than buttermilk, but it's still kind of the same. But people here actually drink soured milk like just by itself, like a drink, like normal milk, and I don't know what. But because you know one of those things is that not every country in the world has buttermilk. Isn't that nuts? Anyway, I did that, and then we fried them off, and we made little chicken burgers. And I showed Andrea, and I gave her the recipe, but they were really tasty. It actually tasted like this chicken that I had once before, and I couldn't remember the restaurant, but I have had that flavor before. So I guess they pickle brined it, but I don't remember what it was. But it's something. Maybe it's Boneless down the street. But anyway, that was fun. And then I put La Mayo in a Burger King bag because we had we made the burgers. We were making the burgers, and we're like, we don't have any like oven chips, so we just had delivery fries from Burger King to go with our chicken burgers, and I just put La Mayo because it was it was so stupid. But we have like the delivery app here called Walt. They have Walt Plus, which we have, and it gives you if shops restaurants can be included in Walt Plus, and you get free delivery, and Burger King is part of that. So we just got 2 serves of fries delivered for free for our chicken burgers. So La Mayo. I've never done that before. It's just the once, and it was pretty funny. And then we did laundry. We had the rest of that vanilla ice cream for dessert, and then had reading time. Reading my Silly Billy book with my Silly Billy boys. It's just a bunch of boys, and they're really dumb, you know? And I think watching the show makes it easier to read it because it has all these dudes, and they, you kind of need their faces, I think, to work them out. And then Saturday, watched a whole bunch of ER, played Animal Crossing, and then I was playing with stickers, did some filming and whatnot. Excuse me, I burped, but it isn't a jazz video without burps. I played with a lot of stickers, and I did most of this filming on Saturday, and I just finished up Sunday later in the next week, and then I just put hot AF because it's still been really hot. I think it was 27 on Saturday, which, this is Celsius. I'm just hating, and still gonna stay in the 20s. I just wish autumn would come. But I think we're all the same. We're all in the same boat. And then I put reading time, and I was reading my book while doing work late at night, getting Barbie stuff done. And then on Sunday, I marked in Animal Crossing, and then we got fancy egg sandwiches for breakfast from this bakery called Levain. I just used kind of a McMuffin-y sticker from SPC, but this one was like, it had like omelette eggs, and it had delicious like mayo-y sauce, and then it was in a brioche bun. It was very fancy. A very fancy egg sandwich. And then I marked that I finished the Terra. I think I had like 3 hours left, so Luck went and played a video game while I worked, and I listened to the end of the Terra. It basically, no, it kind of finishes the same as the show, but there's a way more explanation of what happens. The show's a bit more symbolic ending. And probably because they had found the ship by the time they made the TV show, they changed the ending a little. But yeah. Because the end of the book, you're like, well, they found the ship, dude, so you couldn't have done what you just did. I don't want to spoil it in case you want to read the book, but I do know that there's talk of man parts and lady parts a lot, and I'm just like, why? And there's also, because he's writing it, he's very historically interested in, so he's obviously done a lot of history work. So a lot of them say some really racist, dated stuff, especially about Inuit. And you kind of like, that's the characters of the time, is how they would think. So you kind of have to take it like with a grain of salt that way. Because apparently he loves historical stuff, this author, Dan Simmons. So I finished the Terror. Then I put in that we had Heshburger, which is like the Finnish McDonald's or Burger King. We haven't had it in so long because they had some bad work practices. They were not treating their workers well, so we just like stopped buying them for a while. And I think they've been working on their method, like their systems, and hopefully workers are being treated better now. That's just how we do. We support where we can. But we did get Hashburger, it was tasty, and then I did more work late into the night. But that is the finished spread, and I think it turned out so pretty. I put all these moons and stars everywhere, and I'm glad I changed to this bundle because I think it turned out really well with it, and it really reflected the like periwinkle shades in the art. We're about to see the full spread now that I've finished here. It was an okay week. I didn't get as much work done as I wanted to, but I was having a lot of fun playing Animal Crossing. But if you like this week, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I didn't get a video up on Monday. I just didn't. Stuff happened on Monday, and you'll see later. Around this weekend, but I was just kind of chilling out. And then I got an injured arm, so that's fun. But that's everything that's left from this kit. Plenty of stickers, but I like to have lots of selection. But otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful week coming up. I do have a sticker haul coming on Friday, so I'll see you then. I love you. Bye.